Scratch, I couldn't agree with that answer, and I thank you so very much for taking the time to do it. And you know you do not look like crap, even if it is hot. People, you put too much effort in your own images. You do need to realize that why I'm asking you to participate in this is not to look fancy, not to look cool, but just be yourselves. And Scratch, thank you for doing it. As for the two cats, well, I think I may get myself a cat eventually because I do miss having a cat here at home, but I'm afraid of enclosing the cat in an environment that's going to render them, or him, it, her, space crazy is possibly the best way of putting it, because it's only a half house, it's not a full house, so they have some space to roam about, but not a lot per se, and the windows are all curtained. They're not going to be able to, well, actually I shouldn't say that. Cats have an ability of making things happen. But I'm surprised that both cats are about 14, 15 years old. The cats that have loving families do have happy lives. On a sad note, Mitch, which all of you remember as being my comrade in arms for my channel, is unfortunately losing Pooh Bear. Pooh Bear was a rescue cat that somebody abandoned, that they picked up, and they kept in the family. The cat had issues with its health from the get-go, and one of the biggest issues that it had was that it literally lost its teeth due to poor hygiene. And it was gumming her food. She was still living, she still had her own quality of life that she cared for, but things have taken a turn for the worse. The cat has been diagnosed with 2 tumors on her lungs, fluid buildup in the lungs, and arrhythmic heart, and unfortunately a lifespan that has been expended. As of tomorrow, Pooh Bear is going to be put down for humane reasons because her quality of life no longer exists. She's having a hard time eating. She's in fact not eating much. Sleeping, she might as well be on the verge of death because Mitch tells me that she has almost no sleep due to the fact that she wakes up whenever she's putting herself in the position where the head tips below the chest level. She's choking and she wakes up, and there's nothing they can do. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. If they had more money, they'd be able to do something, and it's not to just criticize or justify that an animal has to be saved at all costs. Yes, it is something that we can do, that we can have our animals taken care of, but I'll give you a case in point. I had to put my cat down, and I couldn't even go to the vet to put the cat down. I looked at my dad and I said, I can't do it. If you want the cat to be put down, you're going to have to go. So he went. Unfortunately, in my cat's case, similar to what Pooh Bear is going through, it's both cats were affected with a form of cancer that is debilitative. In my cat's case, it was a cartilage cancer that was slowly destroying him. He went from Smurf to looking like Quasimodo. He no longer had any quality of life. His tail was bent in a straight shape, stuck there because of cartilage fusing it together. His back had deformations along his spinal column. He was limping. He had certain deformations on his hips, his legs, and he wasn't eating anymore. He wasn't going to his litter box anymore. In fact, we noticed that he was at the terminal stage when he went in 5 times to his litter box. We put it in the basement in a small alcove with the door left open for the cat to go in and out, so that it would be easily cleaning, and it would be his area. And unfortunately, he couldn't go. He went to the bathroom, come back out 5 seconds later, go back in, come back out, go back in, come back out, look around, look at us, meow, and then he'd be doing that on and on and on, and we noticed that things were just not going well for him. We brought him to the vet, had him checked. Unfortunately, the vet came out with an answer that we didn't expect: cancer. And we could have tried to prolong his health, give him better health, but by doing that, it would have meant medical treatments similar to what a human being would be going through, and the vet did not encourage it for the fact that they were very expensive. And price is an issue, unfortunately, in anyone's health and animals' health. And it's unfortunate that we don't have the capacity of getting better health care for our pets without having to almost take out a loan to be able to do so. In Pooh Bear's case, I think the cat's more than 15 years old, because the vet says that there were crystals forming in her eyes, meaning possible cataracts, which only happens on very, very old cats. So Mitch, in his opinion, thinks that the cat was more than 10 years old. So anyway, enough of me sabotaging this particular video to let you down or give you some sad news. I'm sorry, but unfortunately this is the one thing that we can actually say that is proof positive that life has its ups and downs. The only sure thing in life is that we are born and we die. That goes for everything. How fast we die is entirely our choice. Sometimes it's not in our power to control, such as a bus running into you, a head-on collision not caused by you, or anything else of that nature, an accident that you were not involved in. As long as there's no human hands creating the event, then it shouldn't be an issue. Same goes for cats, dogs, any pets that we have in our lives that actually give joy to our lives, give meaning to our lives, and add to the family value of our lives. There is one thing that you have to think about, though, that we lose a loved one or not, in our families, in our human-based families, when we lose a loved one, we cannot replace them. They're gone. And the same goes for pets. However, a stolid heart and an open mind, and one that needs to fill a void, can easily fill that void with another pet and add them as part of your family and treat them like a brother or a sister or a best friend. And I know Scratch does that to her cats. Same with Mitch, same with Al, and same with Jay, who has his or her own pets. Daewoo Parts, who's got pets too. So to all pet lovers out there, thank you so very much for participating in this. I underestimate the interest when I ever make these, but I'm quite happy that you always prove me wrong. Have a nice one.